Hi guys, happy February. So this is just a quick video on instructions for adding integers with the number line, the Desmos. So the first slide, once you click on the Desmos link, after you put your name, the first slide says, do you remember what an integer is? Integers are whole numbers and their opposites. You can think of them as numbers that appear on the number line. So 1, 2, 3, and -1, -2, -3. So whole numbers, meaning they don't have any fractions or decimals. They're just regular numbers, and then their opposites, so they can be positive or they can be negative. Those are what integers are. Today you're going to add integers. I know we've already talked about this and you guys are probably pros at it, but we really want to model how to use them on a number line. So some of the problems may seem easy. Even so, you need to follow the instructions on each slide before moving on. So you want to make sure you're using the number line. So today we're practicing modeling on a number line. You won't always have to use a number line, but sometimes you will be asked which of these number lines represents this equation. So you do want to be familiar with using the number line. So you'll click next. And slide number 2 says, let's start easy. 4 plus 5. I know you guys know what that means or is, but we're gonna use it on a number line. So you'll notice you have a number line. You have a green dot and a purple dot that you can move. Be careful, you don't want to move these off the screen or you can't get them back. So you have a green dot and a purple dot. The green bar is the length of the first number. So the green bar for all these examples is going to be the length of the first number. So the first number for this one is 4. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4 long. So it's 4 long. And then the purple bar is going to be the length of the second number. So purple is going to be 5. So I'm going to move it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Positive numbers move to the right. So if they're positive, they move to the right on the number line. So the first one is 4 in length. The second one is 5 in length. Notice that the purple, I didn't take it to 5. I moved it 5 spaces. So move to the right 4 spaces and move to the right 5 spaces. So think of the plus as an and, which is why they're connected right here. Think of this as the plus. Type your answer in the box. So the answer is wherever the purple arrow ends. For number 3, you'll do it again. So the green dot will move 3 to the right, and then the purple dot, you'll have to move it over. Think of this as the plus, and this is 5 to the right because it's positive. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the green is the length of the first number. The purple is the length of the second number. Not where it goes, the length. You'll put your answer in the chat box, or the little box right here. Your answer is where your arrow ends. This one's different. So when they're negative, you're going to go to the left. So you'll notice that -3 goes left 3. So 1, 2, 3. Plus means that they're going to start where they left off. -2. It doesn't matter that it's in parentheses. They just sometimes put it in parentheses so that you don't forget that it's negative, not positive. So -2. So this means left 2. So I'm going to go 1, 2. So the green bar is length -3. The purple bar is length 2, and it's left, so it's negative. Wherever this purple one ends is my answer, so I'll type it in there. So it's important to note that when they're the same sign, so they're both negative or both positive, all you really do is add them together and keep the direction, which is negative. So when they're going the same direction, they're the same sign, I can combine them, add them together, and I just keep the direction. So these were negative. So if they were both going to the right, they would both be positive, and so their answer would be positive. But since they're both negative, we're going to keep that direction. They're just going further to the left. And then number 5, you'll do the same thing. Green dot, you'll first go 3 to the left, and then the purple dot will go 7 more to the left. So you'll have to move the purple dot, and then you'll go 7 more. And wherever it stops is your answer. So practice using the number lines. I know some of these you can do in your head, but practice using the number line. All right, number 6 is just awesome job, keep it up. Number 7, you're gonna keep practicing. So you're gonna move the green dot 5, and this is positive, so to the right. And you'll have to move the purple dot. And then the plus means it start where you left off. The plus means start where you left off, 2 more. So 2 more to the right. The next one, -7, so you'll move the green dot 7 to the left. You'll have to move the purple dot. The plus means that you're starting where you left off. And then -1 means go to the left 1 more. So go left 1 more. So you'll move left 1 more, put your answer here. Same thing for 5, you'll move 5 to the left, and then, so they'll start where you left off, 5 more to the left. And then number 10, this one's a little different. So you'll go 2 to the left, plus, and this is positive, so then I'll go 2 to the right. Well, 2 to the left and then 2 back to the right just puts me back at 0. So the next question is going to ask you, on the last slide. On the last slide, you added numbers and their opposites. So -2 and +2. What do you think the answer will be every time you add a number and its opposites? So if I add -15 plus 15, or -5 plus 5, or 100 plus -100, what will the answer always be? We've talked about this before. 80 plus -80. What will my answer always be? Or what will my answer be every time I'm adding opposites? Opposites meaning the same number, but one is positive and one is negative. So what will my answer always be? So that's what you're going to share here. Number 12, it says this. Now this is the important part. So those were before we were adding both positive or both negative numbers. This is where we're going to change directions. So 4, +4 is 4 to the right. And then -7 means I'm going to start where I left off, and I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I went left 7. I ended up at -3. So notice that when one is positive and one is negative, and I'm adding them, they're going different directions. So I'm no longer combining them. I have to subtract this distance right here that I walked one way and then back. So this piece right here cancels each other out. This piece right here is like I just went back to 0. And so I really just went 3 more to the left. So when one is positive and one is negative, it doesn't matter if it's in the front or the back, you're subtracting. Well, if I subtract these and I get 3, how do I know what sign it is? Well, the -7 has a bigger absolute value, has a bigger distance on the number line. So the sign will be whichever one has the bigger arrow. So -7, it's not the bigger number, but it is the bigger length. -7 is the bigger length, so my answer would be negative. So when you're doing these without a number line, if they're different and you're adding them, you can subtract them and keep the sign of the one that has a bigger length or absolute value. So -7 has a bigger length, so the answer will be negative. For number 13, -10 has a bigger length than 3. It's longer than 3. Not bigger. It's -10 is smaller, but it's a longer arrow, longer length, longer absolute value. So your answer will be negative. For this one, again, -9 was bigger, so your answer will be negative. If the positive number was longer in distance, then it would be positive. So when I say keep the sign of the bigger number, I mean the bigger absolute value, the longer arrow, not the bigger number, because 2 is bigger. All right, so let's go ahead and practice number 13. So first you'll go left 10. So click that green dot, go left 10. move that purple dot. So move the purple dot so it starts here. Plus means to start where you left off. 3 to the right because it's positive. 1, 2, 3. And I end up at -7. So when they are different signs, they're going different directions, so I don't combine them. Even though it's adding, it's almost like taking away, I have 3 and I'm taking away 10. So I still have to take away 7. All right, last one. It says 2 plus -9, so the green dot is going to go right 2. Move that purple dot over. And then -9, so I'm going to go left 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And so wherever I left off is my answer. So these are different signs. So think of this as I have 2, I take away 9. I still need to take away 7 more. I didn't have enough to give to for the takeaway. So 2 take away 9. 9 was the bigger length, so I still have to owe 9 or take away 9. Or sorry, I still owe 7 or take away 7. So if you remember from that ed puzzle, this is like you have $2 and you owe $9. So if you pay off your debt, you still owe $7. So adding negative numbers is similar to subtracting, but you gotta know that your answer will not always be positive. For the last one, it says when adding two integers like 3 plus 4 or -2 plus -7 or +12 and -13, does the order of the numbers matter? So in other words, does the order I add in change my answer? Think about that. Does the order I add in change the answer? Is 100 plus 2 the same as 2 plus 100? Does the order change the answer? So when adding two integers, does the order matter? And you'll share it with the class. So we have this rule called the commutative property. So when it comes to addition and subtraction, the order does not matter. So hopefully by now you guys know that. So the order does not matter for addition and subtraction because of something called the commutative property, meaning that the answer doesn't change the order. And so like 5 plus 4 is the same as 4 plus 5. So the answer doesn't change based on the order. So we call that the commutative property. All right, so that's it. When you guys are done, you can mark it as done. Again, I know most of these you can do in your head, but we want to make sure that we know how to model it on a number line because sometimes I'll ask you which of these number lines matches the equation. So you want to just get practice. I'm not asking you to draw the number line. All you got to do is move the green dot and the purple dot. So green arrow is the distance of the first number. Purple arrow is the distance of the second number. So we're talking about lengths. All right. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.